I forgot to tell you about, on this week's Patreon, I told you about the weekend in Dublin. I forgot to tell you about the fight I nearly got into last week in Nottingham.
Someone I saw tweeted about it and was like, can't believe you forgot to say about Nottingham. And you were like, I literally just forgot.
Yeah.
But it sounded eggy.
So in Nottingham, Glee Club, second date there.
Nice.
Full.
Nice.
Wonderful. There's two lads who are both podcast fans. So they're probably listening, although they might have stopped now. I got there quite late because we've been recording here. I had to go straight there. So Thomas Green's gone on. And I was there when he went on, but I didn't watch him. I just stayed in the dressing room. I come off and I was like, how is it? He's like, yeah, there was a couple of lads talking, but I told them to shut up. So Thomas had said to these two lads, look, I'll put up with it because it's not my show. Adam won't. So just shut your fucking mouths when he comes on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I go on. And I don't know that that's happened, really, because I wasn't really listening when I asked him how his gig went.
Yeah, it's not, as a comic, it's not big enough that Thomas has got to go, mate, I really need to let you know. Sometimes when you get to a gig or someone's done support for you, they're like, right, this is what's happening here, this is what's happening there. I'm never like that into that.
No, I don't
I'm
care.
not going to be like, okay, I'm not working here, I'm doing my set. But if it was big enough, he'd have gone, mate, you need to, I'm just letting you know that these are a problem.
So I get like maybe 15 minutes in, and there's two lads, and the Nottingham Glee is fairly well lit from the stage. You can see a lot of the audience.
And the light bounces off the big white Glee at the back, and it really lights them up.
So stage right, sort of in the middle of the room, like the middle band, you would call it, I suppose. There's two lads just on the end before an alley in there.
Yeah. A walkway.
I said, lads, what are you talking for? Shut up. And they're like, oh yeah, sorry mate, sorry. So then I get about 15 minutes later.
Irritated for you.
About 15 minutes later, I was like, lads, you're really, really, really doing me. I didn't know. And I can see everyone else around you. They all hate you. Like, everyone's going to start hating you soon. Just don't, or just, just go and stand by the bar. And then you can have a chat. Or just leave if you want to leave. Like, there's just no point talking during the show. Oh, sorry. Another 10 minutes goes by and they're talking again. And do you know when you've had a day? Like, you've had a long day.
Yeah.
Like, to be totally honest, the show in Nottingham was brilliant and I really enjoyed it. Before I went on, if you'd have said to me, we could set the fire alarm off and you don't have to do the show, I'd have gone, yeah, pull the fucking thing. Because I'd woke up.
It was a long day, wasn't it? We were doing the full...
But I'd woke up in London as well. So I'd been recording the documentary the full day before, woke up in London, got the train here, did a full record here with Sarah Keyworth. And then I had to go to Nottingham straight from here.
Luckily, you didn't have a Spanish lesson, but we'll get to that.
So I'm just like, I'm on stage in trackies and a t-shirt. Just, when you just beyond giving a fuck, you're just like, I'm just doing my show, right? So I wasn't in the mood for them. So on the third one, I just went, get out. I went, do us a favour and just fuck off. And they're like, what? I went, don't act like I haven't already told you twice. And don't act like this is a surprise. I've told you twice already. This is the third time. Get out the fucking gig. I can't be arsed with you. If you want to leave now, and do it. If you want to leave now quietly, message me on Instagram or Twitter. I'll give you your money back for your tickets.
Yeah.
I don't want your money. I don't need your money. Don't ever come to a show again. Get out the fucking gig. And the room erupts because they all hated them. The room was
just so irritating. It's irritating at a circuit gig. We've just come to see comics you don't know. It's a fucking tour show.
So the doorman go over and ask them to leave, and the fella goes, I'm finishing me drink first. And the doorman went, well, you can finish that downstairs. We've got a different bar. So they leave. Carry on, do the show. Show overruns, but it doesn't matter. Everyone's having a good time. Good show in the end. I finish, do a little meet and greet inside the venue, take a load of photos. I come out the venue, and you know that like big Weatherspoons next door to the Nottingham Glee?
Yeah.
Well, they're there.
Yeah.
So I walk out the front door, and one of them comes over, and he goes, mate, sorry. Can I get a picture? And I was like, you want a picture? Sound, yeah, let's take the photo. And Carl's next to me. Carl hadn't seen the thing. He'd stayed in the dressing room this night, right? So these are the ones who got kicked out. He went, oh, you're the ones who got kicked out. Why'd you get kicked out? And then by this point, his mate had come bounding over. And he went, because this fucking dickhead kicked us out. I bet you've lost your bottle now. And I went, I think he expected me. He's quite clearly a really tall, bulky fella. And he's obviously a bit of a bully. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think
But
so.
I'd rather lose a fight than run away from one. Do you know what I mean? And shit out. So I don't think he was expecting me to do what I did, which was go, I haven't lost my bottle at all, you soft cunt. I kicked you out, and I will kick you out again. And he was like, you were trying to save face in front of the audience. I went, no, it was nothing to do with the audience.
Trying to save the show.
I went, I hated you, and that's why I asked you to leave. And he's like, right. And then his mate, the one who does for the picture, starts trying to calm him down. And then he starts trying to be a dick, but it's really annoying him that it's not getting to me. Because I'm just like, the show's done. I feel relaxed as fuck now. I've had a long day. I just want to get back to the Geordie's Inn and all the Chinese food, right? So he went to, what was the name of your supporter? Because he was more my thinging. And I went, Thomas Green. And he went, yeah. He was shit, right? And I went, he wasn't shit. He was brilliant, actually, and that's why he opens for me. And he went, no, I meant he's the shit. Like, he was the good one. And I was like, okay, cool. But then they just sort of hung around. So the two door lads, they come over and they were like, we're not going anywhere, by the way. He was like, if this kicks off, you've got us. Don't worry about it. Not at all. And then we sort of waited. They didn't leave. So then we left, but the doorman came with us.
Oh, my God.
And you were worried about some fucking Spanish woman on the front row who was pissed off that you didn't know the political problems with the Basque region of Spain.
Yeah, but did I not tell you outside? She got a knife out. She was like, this is for ETA. And I was like, what? The Spanish separatist movement? She went, no, your daughter. And then, she went to stab me. I shot her in the face 3 times. I carry a gun now. Just, no, it's not made up.
Yeah. So,
fucking bell whiffs.
Yeah.
So
one of them was drunk and talking, and then was all right and realised he'd been a dick. And the other one was drunk talking, and then tried to throw his weight around, and just wasn't ready for the
one. He's probably the +1, isn't he?
No, they were both podcast fans.
Oh. Well, luckily, nearly all of them are fucking quality. But that's a story that very rarely happens on the circuit. Yeah. You don't often get into confrontations
Kerfuffles
on the circuit. It doesn't happen loads. Like, in all of your time, how many times have you seen someone stand up on a stage and square up to a comic? I've seen one guy do it on Steve Shanyaski at the Frog, and Steve, just like you, the guy got up and went, what are you going to fucking do now? The whole room's like, I think a bit in shock. They were like, whoa. And the bouncers are only 40 yards away, if that. They're at the front door. You can get there quickly, but not as quick as a guy who's a cunt in the front row. He's straight up the stairs. And I was watching at the back. I was so glad I was in the room, just, for the human drama of it. I was like, oh, I don't know what I'd do. But this dude was big. And Shannon just went, fuck off, mate. It was quality. Fucking. You can see who's been to a school who's had to fucking just stick up for themselves, probably. Shannon's literally did not take a step backwards, looked up and went, fuck off, mate. And then I think it was just about to go. And this, I don't know what, the imagery I've got in my head, it's just 12 years ago probably, is just this guy getting pulled by the shoulder, fucking off the stage by the bouncers. And he was gone, obviously. But yeah, good on you, Steve Shannon. Because in that, you're exactly right. You can't be like, meh. You've got to stand up for yourself. I know I say I've never been in a fight, but in that situation, what are you going to do?
Like,
if he swings, you might as well make it a fucking story that's worth telling.
Yeah. That was Nottingham for the person.
Good on those fucking bouncers.
Other than that, it's going well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, there's not been, loads of stories like that, has there?
No.
Newcastle was great. Middlesbrough was good. Although there was a guy in Middlesbrough who, he tried to start singing Jürgen Said to Me, in the middle of the gig.
Oh, dear.
I was just like, no.
Try and stop him doing that in the middle of the pod. Don't do it in a gig. Don't do it at a gig in Teesside where there's a lot less Liverpool fans than you think.